Buddy, decided to do a video. I've been asked to do one on using subs, and so I'm gonna try this 50. I've not tried a 50. I'm not really even doing the raid. You know, I have only hit a few things here and there. So I'm not even looking to get any of the prizes. But I'm just trying this just for y'all. So this is the Spectres with the Caterpillar 3, D2S armor, salt torpedoes, engines 3. Go away. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that goes there. Want that ship to die fast. Alright. Let's see, it looks like everything is a little spread out more than a hub. These are way further out. So I think we're gonna need to. These are a little bit further out than a hub. I'm thinking a hub is somewhere on my screen right around here. I'm just trying to get my frame of reference. What sort of ships are likely to have extended sonar? These two can. The rest of them have fairly standard sonar. Still don't want to get close. I mean, you don't want to get much closer than about here on most any of these ships. So how many are chasing me? Not too many. Let's see how far we get in. Let's see if I can tag this guy. Not really. That's probably going to be pushing it. We got sonar up there too. So let's do this. Let's go try to get some. Let's go try to get the sonar out of the way. Now, if they're like prior raids, and I did a level that had a sonar that was lower level, and it was similar to prior raids where the ranges kind of match. His detection range is my shooting range, so you have to do it in one go, because if you try to turn, when you try to turn, you ever so slightly will move forward. Or maybe if you go like this. What if it'll shoot like that? Oh, but crap, he sees me. Alright, well, if you want to do a 50, you gotta take out those torpedo turrets first. That's not gonna be possible. Not with zero damage. Not with zero damage. Alright. So just sort of time them. They still mostly turn away. What I did see on some of the Typhoons is that they'll actually, when you're surfaced, they'll change direction, which for me ended up being a lot better because I was always trying to chase them down. So when they turn around, they actually let you catch up. So that from that point of view is pretty nice. And this is basically how I'd always do these. You would take a run as you were going down, and then you would sort of get out of the way. It takes a while, but you don't have any damage. So I would balance between using the subs and using ships, and then as the ships were repairing, well, I'd go take the subs, and get the points as fast, but I didn't take any damage. So you just keep working at it, and then when your ships are repaired, you send them back out. And but I'm not overly impressed with the with what's coming out. See, I already have this, so it doesn't matter. This, in all reality, DPS, damage per second, is very, very, very similar to Sentinel missiles. This has, where's the range at? Range here. It has a minimum range, which is actually a bad thing. Its maximum range for a non-scramjet Sentinel is like 100, so it's got quite a bit more range, but very similar damage. And yeah, you could put this the new thingies that everybody was confused with, like last raid. That's for ballistics. You could probably put that on there and make the damage stronger. But you can put thermos on Sentinel missiles to make the damage stronger. So I'm not overly enthused, because Sentinel missiles have a salvo of 2 with a reload time of 5, and so these have a salvo, it looks like 1 with a reload time of 12. So the Sentinel missile actually fires just a tad faster, and creates almost just as much damage. So I don't really see the huge difference. So I have that. This ship, it's a interdictor style ship, right? It's a better interdictor, is I think what they said they're supposed to be. Well, I never got the interdictor. I never really wanted the interdictor. And then you got this guy, and from what everybody's calling it, it's the poor man's Halo. Well, if you already got Halo, then none of these matter, because in all reality, these two will never matter. It's a base weapon, so there's no weight involved. So if you can get that one, that's the only one you'd ever use. I already have Halo, so Hailstorm. I already have Hailstorm, so I don't care. So there's really nothing I care about. Where am I at? Here. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother trying to take it out. What you could do is you could come in with instant repair thuds or rippers or something to take out 1 or 2 of these, and then try it, and that might do just fine. Maybe or if you do the subs where they're mostly dead anyway, they have just a little bit of life, that you could get. I don't know, you probably wouldn't kill all of it. You might. I don't know. You need to get these out of the way. But you can see how I left the whole thing and then came back and I'm safe. So this is the other part of subs, is there's always a safe spot, because when you go back underwater, they want to go do their little spinny turn thing, and so it's always trying to draw them out, get some shots off at them, and let them go back under, and then you go back away. So that's how I traditionally were doing them. I just don't have any motivation for this raid. My saying for this raid is no splash, no cash. If the turret weapon has no splash, I'm not interested. Individual guns just take too long to kill anything. I'm a big fan of the splash, and the ship is not a base ship, and I have enough stuff to build that are base ships that I don't really have an interest in building a fleet ship anytime in the next few months. So so anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. This is harder. This is actually exceeding the maximum range. I saw a similar setup to mine do a 49, and I think he was able to get the turrets as long as he went straight into them and killed them before he tried to turn away. But it looks like a 50 is a little exceeding. Let's try this, because I don't really care if I go in for repair. We're going to come in at a... We're going to come in... Try to come in right here, right in between these two. And I want to see if I can actually hit this without it shooting at me. That's kind of a curiosity too. So we'll see. I don't know how far away I need to be. Because to really get at these ships, you're gonna want probably one. You're probably gonna want like these two gone and one of these gone, in some direction. So you have some room, because these guns have really long ranges. So let's see what happens. And some of these, like interdictors and some of these other ships, they have such crazy evade. I'm a little bit this side, just by a hair. So let's see if he's gonna take a shot off without me shooting at me. Nope. Nope. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, yeah, this looks to be a little challenging. Just kind of curious if this thing hits me. Yeah, me shoots. Do I outrun it? I do. I do outrun that. I don't outrun much of anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and let it die, because that's kind of, I'm not gonna sit here 10 minutes, well, just to save that amount of life. I'm kind of curious how close I get before things start to see me. And y'all can use that as a frame of reference too. So I'm close. I'm close. I just want to see who gets a shot off first. I get a shot off first. So from a purely technical point of view, my gun outranges his sonar range. However, if you understand the difference between assault missiles and Goliaths with thuds, you understand the problem where technically he doesn't outrange you, but because of the way ships naturally stop, they stop a couple points further ahead than what they actually really have to. And so technically you could have killed that, but you had to find the perfect place to stop manually without targeting it, and then you cannot turn. And if another ship came in between you and the other one, your guns would probably retarget to the other ship, and you wouldn't want that either. But you can't actually tell it to target, because your ships might move and then you're going to get shot and then you're going to die. So from a technical point of view, yeah, you might be able to do it. From a practical point of view, it's probably better to send some really cheap stuff in there to kill the turret. Well, let's actually figure that out. Let's see if we can do that. I think I should have something that we can send in there and see if it will see how hard it is to kill the turret. So we touched the right and the bottom one. So let's touch, we touched the right and the top one. Let's touch the bottom one. Let's see what we got so we can throw in there. Don't want to take something overly expensive. Take something a lot cheaper. Not missiles though. Send in. Okay, I'm gonna send in these guys. The only problem with these guys is that there's no auto loader on these, and I only have 4. Might be another good option. Any of these? Do I still have like a ballistic one of these? No. Actually, one of these with no arm. With some of these don't have any. Yeah, let's do that. Those are Cutlass Missile 4s. It's gonna be slower. It's gonna stay behind, but it will probably get off like one volley. Where are we at? Where would that guy go? Is this the one we were doing? Yes, I think this was the one we were doing. Okay. So what I'm doing is right now is finishing up while that guy's traveling. Hello. There we go. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I did just a couple fleets. Oh yeah, down here. So I'm finishing up this ship. All siege cannon system, reactive armor, bunches of thingamajiggers. I almost have these two guys ranked at 40 XP left and 7 XP left. So that'll be ranked up really today. I'll actually probably do it right after I finish this video. And so at least I'll have 3 what do you call these things? Goliaths that are ranked up. Problem is, for defend fleets, I don't think that their ranking actually has any effect. But I hope one day it will. I hope one day it will, and then they're already ranked, so they'll be good. Okay, nope, not you. Well, I can show you. If you haven't seen this, I think I've shown this. You take a Spectre with a battery and engines and siege torpedo, so it moves closer. And then these guys have auto loaders with hardened barrels with thuds. Gives you the longest range with the extra speed. So when I had 3 Goliaths, I just used 1 Spectre. But when I took out a Goliath, I threw in another Spectre just to make sure I can actually kill stuff before these guys surface. Because you need all of these dead before these guys surface. Now the thing is because of this range, they don't get picked up by any splash. Siege mortars, you could do the same thing if you were trying to rank up dreads with siege mortars, but they're going to take a little bit of splash, so they are going to take some damage. Not a lot of damage, but they're going to take some damage. So if you're trying to rank up some ships that maybe don't have hailstorm or something, you know, this is an option too. It actually kills it pretty quick. And you're done. And fully armored up Goliaths don't actually pick up 10 points for my 51. They get like 6 or 7 points. Wait. I thought it told me I only had 40 and 7 left. Hold on. Hold on. People are killing me. Check the time. 12 o'clock. I'm gonna check that now. See if that was lying to me. Don't lie to me. 36, 4. So that was 7, now it's 4, so I only got 3. And that was what, 40, and now 36, so I got 4 on that one. So, okay. So it was lying to me. That thing I had no idea what it was talking about. Okay, so let's go try this guy. And, nope, not move here, attack. Guess cancel, because we want to make sure we're coming in from the bottom. all I want to do is see if I can get the torpedo turret out of the way. That's all I'm trying to do. Now the other thing is these are ranked up, so that might, I mean, these are armored, so that might have something to do with it too. And this is the reason I picked the bottom, because the bottom I knew, and actually the left and right I think popped in right on it too. Wow, it's just rotating the shots around. No, I finally decided to pick on one. Well, it got it killed before, so they were all armored. So if they were not armored, you probably would still do okay. And if you had autoloader, you'd have killed it quicker. So that's, yeah, not bad. I bet instant repair Seawolves would have taken out the torpedo turrets. So send some of those guys in, and then, you know, take out a couple of the torpedo turrets, at least 2 of them, and then try your subs and see if you can get the turrets to die. Get you know, these things to die. Yeah, I don't know. It's a thought. It's an idea. You know, do it, figure it out, try it. You know, whatever. So anyway, well, good luck if you're going for the raid. There are some cool stuff out there. If you don't have the MCX, that's pretty cool, but you got to do the whole thing twice. If you, you know, I might be wrong about the ballistic turret. Who knows? That's very possible. Here's the thing: if people use the ballistic turret, what's going to happen is it will discourage the very small number fleets. The 2-ship fleets. Because you know you can get a 12 siege mortar fleet if you use 2 dreads, right? So it might discourage some of those, and it outranges a lot of stuff. So you're gonna cause some damage. However, I'm not using sentinel missiles anyway. I kind of want splash damage. So between the halos and the Serbs, I get the splash damage I want. And I'm still kind of happy with that. I'm going to do some tweaking to it, because I'm probably going to go to a heavier heavier halo mix. But after I finish my Goliaths, because that's kind of when I'll reevaluate what I'm going to do with the base. But you know, I'm not displeased with what I really have. I have been flattened, but I think it's mostly because my defend fleet has not been keeping up with the times. And you know, people on YouTube have been telling me that for a long time. It's like, dude, thuds, they're not going to cut it. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I got other crap to build. Well, I finished the MCX this series. I'm not impressed with the anti. Let me show you something. I'm not impressed with the anti-missile on the MCX, so I'm going to take that off. When this Goliath is done, I'm going to switch the. I'm probably going to switch the anti-missile to Hailstorm, because I don't actually outrun assault mortars very well. So this is. Oh, I can't exit click. This is what I'm rolling here. I'll probably go to Hailstorm, and then think about what I want to do for the armor. I might want to switch the Compound X to no, not you, you. Damn it. There are worse times for it to crash. The probably missile and ballistic. With the new gun coming out, probably switch to the alloy armor. There's a missile and ballistic one. And then if I keep Hailstorm on there, that's my explosive defense. And then I'll have armor for okay, here. Nope. Yep, this one. Nope. This one? Yes. Maybe switch it to this guy for ballistic defense and missile defense. So I still have a lot of ballistic defense, but I'll be ratcheting up the I mean, I'll still have a lot of missile defense, but I'll be ratcheting up the ballistic defense for when people start to use more of these other guns. So, and honestly, I'm going to treat that other gun like I treat Howie's. I don't necessarily stop for them. They're not going to prevent me from moving forward. Okay, if they cause no more damage than a Sentinel missile, I'm not going to stop for them. I'm not going to totally ignore them, but I'm not going to stop for them either. So, anyway, I hope y'all do well on the raid. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.